Hey everyone, Adam here. This is set number 3 from September 15th of 2024. I'm recording this on the 27th, so it's taken me a little bit to get this out here. This is set number 3 against my buddy Matt and I. First set was 9-ball. Second set was 10-ball. This set was 8-ball. We are only playing to 5 this set. Matt was running out of time, so I decided to give him 2 games and a race to 5, which is kind of a lot. Even though I was giving him 3 games and a race to 7, there's much more room there to work with. But we'll see how this goes. Let's get over to the table here and start things up, and we'll see what happens here. We're lagging for the break. This worked so well the first 2 times for me, they decided to give it a third try. I again underhit it, but I think Matt overhit his, and I still lost. So there's that. So each set, spoiler alert, I lose the leg on all 3. Need to practice that. Matt was going for the sideball break, but he hit the 1 pretty head on. Or when I say the side, the side rail second ball break is usually what I mean there. But he hit the 1 head on because it almost went in the corner or in the side, and it went up table there. Looking at this, stripes look pretty good if I can get on the 13. Which means what I want to do here is I want to clear out the 11 so the 13 can go. The 14 is an issue, and actually looking at this, if I can get the 14 out of the way right now. And I could either play this following it or kind of just drawing back a little bit for the 9. Yeah, basically going back to where I was. Now, position here is a little tricky. I don't know if I should go, obviously when I'm playing the 9, I don't know if I should try to go like this into the 5 and get the 11 out of there, or I should go into the 13, or I should just miss all of it. Yeah, I like missing all of it there, because the 13 does go once the 11's gone. In fact, I think the 13 even goes now. I just need to get out for a shot here. That one I kind of got lucky on. I was just kind of shooting the gap for somewhere over in this area for a shot on either the 12 or the 10. I have shots on both. Depending on how this looks here, I can play the 12, 10, get up here, play the 15, get in here somewhere, play the 13 last. Depends on the angle I have and where I'm going to right here. I think I went all the way, yeah, I went all the way to the 15 there. Which, this just gives me more options because I'm going to come off the rail and I come out here, and if I don't quite get the 13, I still have the 10 as insurance. Or I can go back and forth like that. It looks like I had less angle or more angle than I thought. So here I can take either ball, whichever one leads to the other one the easiest. And I think that's going to be taking the 13 and just coming out 1 rail back to the center of the table for the 10. And I got pretty good. I can do two things here. I can play with upper inside, which is left, and just come straight up and down this way. Or I can go 2 rails and go around. It looks like I'm playing with left here. Yeah, just kind of cutting off that angle, having to come back straight up. Had more angle than I thought, but this is pretty much straight in here. And we'll 1-stroke the 8-ball for good measure. So Matt has a dry break, and I'm up 1 game. Actually, I'm down 2-1, but I'm on the board with 1. So I also did the second ball break. I've been having issues making a ball on the break lately, which is kind of standard story for the life of a pool player, but that one, the ball I was trying to go, didn't go, but another ball went in. Stripes look really, really, really good here. The issue is going to be the 9 and lesser amount the 12. If I can take the 10 here, ideally, if I could play the gap, and in fact, I'm not even going to take the 10. It doesn't look like. Yeah, I could take the 10 if I can get this in here to play the 11 and come out. I don't know if I can hold it there though. Would have been nice to get one of those balls on the side, but I still have the 11. And I have to clear the 11 to make both of these in the corner anyway. So here I'm measuring out if I'm going to be able to reach this with my longer extension or if I'm going to have to get the bridge, and based on going in the corner over there, it looks like I'm getting the bridge out. Now ideally I'd like to make this, have the cue ball come up there. That might be asking a lot. If I could just get somewhere in this line to get a shot on the 9 on the side, that'd be good. That would not have to do too much with the bridge. I'm awful with the bridge. I should practice with it, but I don't. That's kind of what I did. I didn't like how I shot that, but I did kind of leave myself for the 9 on the side. I think that goes past the 12. The cue ball, that is. Angle here really depends on what I have. I'd like to be able to hold for the 12 in the lower right. I might have to go up by the 5 ball. Kind of just straight up the table here to play one of the 2 balls on the side. All depends on the angle. Okay, so I was able to hold for the 12. Now I just need to come around for like this spot here. Whatever angle I managed to get on the 12, which doesn't look like I have much. The other thing I could do is, if I don't really have angle, is just kind of follow it. Yeah, I'm looking at this right now. Follow it a little bit forward and just play the 14 up and then the 15 and then 8's right there. Yep, and that's what I had to do. I must have been pretty straight on that. And I'm pretty straight on the 14, which isn't too bad because I can do basically the same shot I just did. Play this a little bit of follow it 2 or 3 inches forward, and that should be fine. I went more than 2 or 3 inches forward. The problem there is that this 5 ball can get in the way because, I mean, the pocket line on the 15 is like here. And the 5 is a big ball there, but I think I'm pretty good. I'm probably not going to do too much with this, maybe a little bit of left spin. Yeah, just play it off the rail. The 8's right there. There's no reason to do anything crazy with it. Here's just the draw shot to cut the angle off so I don't scratch down in the lower right corner. And there it is, Matt's dry break to open. My strategy worked. I ran out the table he gave me, and then I broke and ran. And we are tied at 2. Maybe I should let Matt break all these. And a bunch of balls wanted to go in and nothing went in, so it's a dry break for me. Table is kind of a mess. There's obvious problems with these 4 right here. There's obvious problems with the 1 and the 14. The 5 and the 15 are kind of lesser problems, but those are still issues as well. I think the biggest issue here is there's no really good starting shot. Four on the side looks okay, but not great. The 9 in the lower left corner here is sending the cue ball this way and probably in between everything. Looking ahead, the 12-13 combo doesn't look bad for this lower right. It's all a matter of what you're comfortable with here starting out there at, because the first shot is pretty much the one that matters the most. Looks like he's taking the 4 on the side and just barely missed it. But he's also going to get down here to where I'm not going to have a whole lot to shoot at. Looks like I'm playing the 9. I don't know what I pointed at. Play at the 9, try to break the 14 out. Problem with that is now I don't really have a shot. If I can leave the cue ball here, it makes solids kind of a mess. Looks like I might have the 13. If I do, that's great. Okay, so I was playing kind of what I was pointing at before. I wanted the cue ball where the 13 is because that makes the cut on the 6 much harder. Now Matt still does have the 6. It's not a great shot and it's harder to get position on something. But I think that's what he's going to have to go with here. So that 13 ball shot was not an attempt to make it based on how far I missed it. It was an attempt to get the cue ball safe. Again, this was almost 2 weeks ago, so I don't exactly remember a lot of these. Looks like he's looking at the 3 ball. Or maybe he's just looking at everything just to kind of see where things are. I did make 1 stripe, so I am stripes, but so he has to take solids here, but we'll see what he does. Looks like it's going to be the 6 ball. Now, if he can follow this, so the 6 is obviously going in the upper left corner. If he can follow the cue ball into the 12 here, the cue ball might land somewhere here where he can get a shot on the 3. Problem is the cue ball or the 12 ball is going to go over, yeah, just like that. Although he missed the 6 ball. The problem with I think what he was worried about is the 12 was going to send over into this. And he didn't want to create more of a mess there. So I think he was worried more about where the 12 was going to go than where the 6 was going to go. Now, he left me an interesting leave here because I'm kind of in the middle of everything. I have to break out the 15 somehow. Can't really do it off the 14. I could do it off the 12 here. Kind of 1 rail into the 1. I decided just to take the shot. I think if I was looking at that differently, I would have taken that 1 rail into the 1, bumps the 15 out a little bit, and then I should have insurance on either the 10 or the 11 here. I think I was trying to leave myself for the 11 and then deal with the 14-10 and come back for the 15 last. The 15 may go down to this pocket past if the 11 wasn't there. Now I'm in a weird spot because this 14 doesn't give me a good chance to get on anything because I just have to kind of float it in like that. Almost missed it too. Now I still don't have the 11. I'm still in a weird spot here. I don't think I can play the 15 on the side. I don't know if the 10 cuts. I'm lining up on it pretty quick here, so I think the 10 may cut. Still going to be in trouble with a shot after this, and then I overcut it. Yeah, that was all sorts of problems after the first shot. I should have taken that 12 and come into the 1 there, I think. I think after that, the positions were getting worse and worse and worse, and I opened things up for Matt now, too. I think every one of his balls goes now. 4 is a little weird because the pot plane in the side is tight. Opening shot is a little weird. He could play the 2 and come off 1 rail and bump the 4 out, and then he would have the 6 as the next shot. I kind of like that. Just like that, except wanted to nick the 4 a little bit. So a little bit of more center ball and more left, I think, would have done it. Give me some kind of evil look here. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what he's looking at back there. Something on the TV. We have music playing on Spotify and a TV, so there might be some weird band or talking about whatever song is coming up or something. Here he looks like he could 7, 6, and the 3 all go. I might want to take the 6 to get a pocket for the 4, but it's not like one thing is wrong and one thing is right here. I think A case could be made. The case could be made for taking any of these, unless you hit the 13 coming out of there. If you can get the 1, that's okay. I don't think the 6 goes past, or the I don't think the 4 goes past the 6. Hey, and there's Matt texting me now. Matt says he should have taken the other shot. Actually, they didn't really say that, but it was really him texting me. Problem there is if you get on the 15 like that, I don't know what his plan was. He didn't come off a rail hard enough to get the 15 out of there to go for the 7 or go for the 5. He kind of has to overcut this 7 ball in the top side of this pocket and just hope he gets around the 6 or into the 6 in a way. I suppose he could hit the 6 instead of a shot in the 4. It's making it harder for himself here. It was a great shot. And actually, he held it well that he can play the 4 now. If it goes in this side, it's a tough shot because we've talked about my table before. The points are really pointy. And if you hit the inside point going all the way in, you'll never make it. He might have to cut it all the way down here. It's a tougher shot, but he's usually pretty good at those. The 5 does go past the 10 in the upper right. I don't know if it goes past the 11 down here. It's kind of hard to say. I think he's looking at it now. He wouldn't want to shoot it now, but he needs to figure out a plan for this. If he plays the 4, he leaves the cue ball. Cue ball's going to come out this way. He should be able to then draw off the 6, come back here. I think he's playing it on the side. No, he's playing it all the way down. Okay. I think I would have taken a little bit more care in the cue ball control. I think the 5 is now stuck. Now, if he can get under the ball, like if the cue ball was here, he could play the 6 up here and then come kind of back here and play the 5 in the same pocket. But he's going to be bridging over the 5 ball here. I don't know. I still don't know if the 5 goes past the 11. I don't think it does. Into this lower right where he's standing right now. So really the only place the 5 goes now because of the... I suppose you could do something crazy and play it off the 8 up here, but that's going to send the 8 towards the pocket. You don't want to do that. Plus you still have to get down here for it anyway. So I'm not sure what his plan here is, and I don't think he knows either. Sometimes with shots like the 4, and we all kind of fall into this plan, kind of like how I started out. You're so worried about trying to make the ball. The cue ball position is secondary. It looks like now he's looking at banking this 5 ball. Bank it here and here. Cue ball around. Yikes. Okay, I'm glad he didn't look at banking the 5 ball. I'm glad he looked at it, but I'm glad he decided not to do it. Here you just kind of have to take your medicine, I think, try to come back and forth. Yeah, he poked at that. He got a hit on the 5, or a leave for a hit on the 5 at least, but I mean, it was always going to be rough bridging over the 5 like that. Especially if there's no real pocket for it. Here I just need to concentrate on making this ball because I'll have automatic position on the 13. Ideally, play this ball here. Cue ball comes this way and up kind of towards the side. Then I can play the 10 ball and then the 15 ball and then the 8 ball. Or I could just miss the 13, leave him straight in on the 6. Yeah, we'll do that instead. I don't recommend that. That's not like something I'm teaching here or anything, but apparently that's what I wanted to do. We're at least 2.5, 3 hours after the barbecue time, so I shouldn't have that excuse anymore like I did in the last 2 videos. But since this is shot all 3 in a row, I did have a lot of barbecue that day. Matt apparently had a lot of barbecue too, because he made his 6-ball and nowhere near where he wanted to make it. So it looks like I'm going to take the 15 here because I don't know, maybe the 10 ball's a better shot, but I have a pretty good angle to just miss the 15, so why don't we do that instead? Yeah, I don't know why, I mean, yeah, I don't know, I'm holding the cue up like, what is this thing in my hand? I have no idea how to use it anymore. I don't know why I didn't look at the 10. The 10 from here looks like it cuts pretty easily, and I can get back on the 15 or the 13 without too much work. That was just a bad. I mean, I missed it by a lot. I didn't even miss it the way most people miss it, which is into the short rail or long rail, like down here. I missed it, overcut it. What are you gonna do? Other than give the game away. Except for Matt got about as worse as he could here. I would have played that a little bit differently to get a better angle on the 8, maybe even come all the way around back up here if I can, to just play on the same side. It's a very makeable ball here. The 10 makes the pocket pretty big if he misses badly. But he got it. Used the 10 a little bit, and he is now on the board. He's up 3-2. Again, we're playing to 5. I gave him 2 games on the wire. He took a lot off that break. The 7 almost went in, the corner ball almost went in, but everything kind of just stayed here in a big mess. But I noticed he took a lot of power off that break. Looking at the table here, they both look okay. There's problems with both. This 10-13-4 over here is kind of a mess. If the 10-13 combo goes and there's a good way to get on it, I kind of like that. I don't know. I don't think the 15 goes past the 13 right now. Taking the 4 is tough because then the cue ball is going to go into the 6. Looks like I'm going to take the 3. I don't know what my next shot is here. Hopefully just get over here and get something. I mean, that'll work. I think all these balls go now, except for the 7 now that I put in the bad spot. And that was always the issue with solids, was the 7 ball. And now I made it worse. So there I just drew back. Hitting the 8 was a bonus because it just stops the cue ball. Don't know if I like bridging over the 8 right now, so I can take the 2. And just kind of figure out how to get on the 7. I don't really have a way to get on the 7 to get a shot, so I think I'm looking at playing the 4 last and taking the 7 bank cross side as my last solid. I could, I kind of hate this, but play the 1 down here and go across and either hit the 12 or the 7, or the 12 into the 7, but I think I have too much angle to control it to play it that straight without putting some side spin, which is going to kill it and not go over, not get as much speed off the angle, off the rail. I suppose I can get down to where I'm looking at the cue ball. You know, if in this line, the 7 can go all the way up here then. I just don't know how I'm going to get there. If I'm looking to get there from here, that could be dangerous. Yeah. I could get there from the 5 here. Kind of just send the cue ball 1 rail at the 14. So play the 5 down here, a little bit of high right. Cue ball, kind of aim it at the 14. If I hit it, great. If I miss it, I should come off the rail. Instead, I brought it back for the 4. I think what happened is 3 or 4 balls ago, I got committed to playing the 7 cross side. Or, you know what? I think I know what I'm doing here. Yes, I'm following it to try to go here, here, and over. And problem is I missed it. And by missing it, I also hit one of the stripes. If I would have made it, I think I would have gotten enough to get off that stripe and to get down where I wanted to, but still didn't have a gimme on the 7. It was not an easy shot. I would have been kind of where Matt's head is right here on it. And with a tougher angle to then have to watch out for the 12 and make sure I get a shot in the 8. Looking at Matt's run here, he needs to start it out with something. The 10 is probably as good as any, and I probably would stun this over in case I miss. I don't leave a shot on the 4. Because the problem is if you miss there, you leave a shot on the 4. Now the 7 is still in the bad position it's in. I'm probably more straight in on the 4 than I was before. Looks like I can follow a little bit, so I'm still going to try to get across for the 7. And I think I have it. It's not a great shot. I've mentioned before, these are tough for me. Like if the cue ball is here, for me it's a tough enough shot. But I'm so much farther over and there's so much more angle. I tend to push these right into the rail. Or if I'm really, really shooting well, I'll overcut it, trying not to hit the rail. Or I could just drain it perfectly center pocket with a perfect leave on the 8. Now, I was not necessarily trying to get that perfect leave. I was just trying to play the 7 in the pocket the best I could. And there you have it. As I complain about how bad I am at those shots, I nail one of the hardest ones I've ever had on this channel. So, yay me, I guess. It's 3-3. Again, we're going to 5. That's more of the break I'm looking for. When I'm breaking second ball from this side, I'm aiming at this second ball here with some draw and some low spin to bring the cue ball out this way and back out. I'm also hoping the corner ball here goes directly into the corner, which is what happened. I also got the other corner ball to go in, and I got one on the side to go in as well. I think stripes are fine here. I don't like this opening shot as much looking at it from this angle. I'm wondering if I should take the 3 in the side past the 9 if it goes, or even the 1 in past the 8 if that goes instead, and just take solids. If I have a shot in the 6 to go in, that would actually free up the 4 ball, but I don't think I have that. So I'm going back to stripes here. Maybe I'm not. I don't know what I'm doing here. All right, so I made up my mind to not go at stripes and look at the last ball I looked at for solids, which is a 3, and then just missed it for no real good reason, other than I probably, if you look at how I lined up and how I usually lined up, I didn't take much time on that 3 at all. It's kind of like I really wanted the 12 to work, the 12 over here, and then it didn't. I was like, fine, forget it, I'll just take the 3 anyway, and I just shot it. I think I did have partial of pocket blocked by the 9, but I hit both points on it, so it couldn't have been that much. And of course, I left things open for Matt here. It's the second stripe to get on is kind of the key. I don't know if we can draw it and play the 15 in the same pocket. Oh, and he missed. So now we got the case of the misses going on. Table is still open. Makes me want to take the 4-12 right now and draw a little bit back for the 15 instead of, yeah, I think, well, the 4 is kind of close and that might be too much of a reach for me. I don't want to take that with the bridge by any means. But yeah, I think I think I caught myself looking at too many different shots here, or not looking enough, getting tunnel vision into one. And I missed that by what, a half a diamond or so. So there was no excuse for that. I should have looked at it longer. Should have probably played the 412 and just gotten, because once this 12 ball's out of the way, I don't need the pocket. The 4 can just sit in front of this pocket, and it doesn't matter because the 15 was way up here, and I would have had that, or way up here, or wherever it was. I would have had that for the next shot up in the corner, and then nothing else needs to go on that lower corner. Instead, I've now given Matt his second chance to run out. He's gotten himself really goofy on this 9. I think he can just go right at the 12 here. I don't think he wants to. I think he wanted to take like the 15-12 combo to get it out of there, but I think he has to take it now. Unless he is taking the 15 now, which it looks like he might be doing. He's going to take the 15, call the 12, hope to get a shot. And he played the ball out for the 10, which is good, but the 15 is kind of in a goofy spot now. I don't know if he gets down here if he can play it. Yeah, I think he was saying he thought the 15 would kind of stay in this area. It's a problem with going at combos. I almost, if the 12 was, it looked like he could get to the 12 there. The 7 might have been covering it up, so I'm not exactly sure, but I think if he could have gone for the 12, that would have been the better shot. Just take it out of the pocket. Don't worry about the combo. Don't have to worry about the secondary object ball. There's a really cool shot here. If you can play this in the side, well, that's not even the side, and warp draw it 2 rails through here. I do like that shot. Better than this because now he's snookered on everything, so he's going to have to kick at something here. The 15 can't even really kick to go in anywhere. The 9 could kick to try to go on the side, but it's pretty far off the rail, so it's not an easy kick. And if you make it, you're kicking to the 15 most likely. Because it'll, cue ball will come off here and cue ball head this way. So I think he's going at the 9 just because it's the easier make. I might look at the ball as easier kick and maybe easier to get safe, which I think is this 15. Leave the cue ball down here somewhere. He got a good hit on it. Now, if I look at anything other than the 2 here, we know I'm not thinking straight because this 2 is a definite problem that needs to go. Question is, what am I doing after this? If I'm trying to draw off this ball or follow off this ball? Oh, you know what? I laugh because actually that's what I meant to do. I remember this now. The way way my brain works, I meant to double kiss the 15 and have it just pop the cue ball straight up. Then I would have had either the 4, the 7, the 6, anything like that. But it just sends it up the table without having to do anything. It doesn't come up very often. In fact, doing it on accident year after year after year after shot is what makes me realize that that shot's even possible. So here I probably want to play the 6 and go for the 3. Because that angle looks pretty straight on. Just kind of float the cue ball over here. Yeah. And then the 7, if I have enough angle to just stun over, I'll do that. Stun over here, 7 in the same pocket. I don't think the 7 goes past here. It might. The line that I drew has it goes past there, but can't really tell for here. If it does go past there, then just a stop shot. I don't have to cheat the pocket at all. I can just play center pocket and stop it. Yeah, it must go past it. Otherwise, I'd have never shot this. So ideally here, if I can follow it straight up 1 rail, just up here, that'd be fine. I went all the way to try to get, I tried to get up here, but I'm still okay. I can either pinch draw this to play both in the same pocket, or I can follow this, kind of have the cue ball go, let's see, here and here, and play 8 in the side. A couple different ways to do it. Or do that and play the 8 in the corner. Option 3, 8 in the corner. And I am on the hill. It is 4-3. You're pointing out something up there. You seem to have gotten the spider problem better under control than normal. Or than, I should say, than what it was a few months ago. A few weeks ago, whenever it was. And like most on the hill breaks, I break dry. It just tends to happen. You try to go for maybe a little bit too much, or the opposite of where you don't, you're like, oh, I don't want to scratch here, so I'm going to take a little bit off of it. And because you take a little bit of power off, you don't get the break. Now the spread here looks really good. But as we drill down into this, and we've had some interesting games in this set. And we did a race to 5 because we thought it would take shorter time. But look at the 8 and 4 up there. And like the 2, 5, 3, 6 in the middle of the table there are kind of weird because stripes are blocking off some of the pockets. I think I like stripes here. And I think that's what he's going at the 10 ball. So if you leave the 9 ball as your last ball, and you can get, let's say you play the last 3 shots, or last 4 is like the 14, 11, 9. You can leave the cue ball about here and just follow up and play the 8 in the corner. I think he's taking the 14 now, which is fine. I mean, there's 6 balls on the table. There's a lot of ways to play this. Problem is now he doesn't have a really good way to get back to the 11. So he could play the 13 here, go to the 15, go to the 12, come around 2 rails for the 11. This shot on the 13 is kind of nervy. I don't think you can hold it. I think you have to go to the rail and out. Yep, that was good. A little off angle for the 15 because you don't want to be able to... It's tough to draw and keep it on that angle. He might actually go for the 12 now. Yeah, problem here is now we got two problem balls. The 15 and the 11 are both kind of, what I guess, isolated. So there's no really good ball that goes between both. This is dangerous following this. Yep, exactly. Exactly the problem with following that ball, because the 1 ball opens up the scratch. Really no good way to get another leave on it, but I think shots, and I think we talked about this afterwards. I think shot selection was the problem there. It was the reason why that run didn't work, and it wasn't shot, making or anything. Now here, I really didn't want to hit that 7. As I pointed, I was thinking of coming out for the 1, but I hit it just bad. There's still shots, there's still balls on the table. It's still able to get out, but not exactly the way I had planned. I'm assuming the 5 goes past the 11 in the lower right. Although because I don't take it now, it might not. I may be looking at getting like on the back side of this ball. We'll see here. There I know I wanted to spin over for the 11. I wanted to be closer to here. But this 5 ball I'm lining up on it, so it must go. I'm just going to play top, and I'm using the 11 as a kind of a blocker or stopper, or whatever you want to call it. Now 3 on the side. Ideally, I would place top and have this come over that way. I am bridging over the 11 ball. I did foul on it, but we're playing cue ball fouls only because all of our leagues and tournaments and stuff do. but I was able to go up and down. Now it's pretty much make the ball draw back or just play a stop shot. I'm bridging kind of funny on the rail, and as a result, I'm completely miscued and hit the wrong side of the ball. That was supposed to be a pinch draw shot where the cue ball comes back around here, try to get it off the rail, try to get in things, but yeah, I miscued. I'm gonna have to go back and look at what I did there because that was not good at all. And of course, sold the game out, or should have sold the game out. As I said in the first two videos, Matt's like 1 or 2 balls away from really kind of a game breakthrough, I feel. And I think like in the last rack, I think it was shot selection. I think in some of the other 9 and 10 ball games, it was just a missed shot here and there, or a missed leave. But he's right. He's like right there, ready to make a big breakthrough here. I think he got really lucky there because it actually hit the one and it went in. And Matt's texting me again. Matt, I'm in the middle. Everyone say hi to Matt. Matt, say hi to everyone. So he got himself in a little bit of trouble here. It looks like he might try to bank this, which I would never do. I would overcut the 9 here, play the cue ball, try to miss the 8 and come around here. Worst case, you play the cue ball to come under the 8, but I think he's going all out here. This could sell out the game if he misses. That's why I'm not a fan of it. Even if you make the 9 and you hit the 8, you should have a shot in the 12 that's better than a bank shot. He's close to it. It isn't a pretty good angle. But he also poked at it really badly. Kind of got a little bit of luck with the cue ball, but if he would have made that, he's sitting here with the 9. Yeah, I suppose he's still almost okay. I think he just waves his hands in frustration. He didn't leave me great. I mean, I have a bank where I can go 1 rail up for the 8. I just have to make the bank here, playing with a short cue because the wall's in our way. But or I could cut it, clip the 9, and scratch. So I didn't realize I had the cut there. I never in a million years thought I would hit the 9. I wasn't lined up to scratch until it hit the 9, and I should have looked at that way closer to avoid the 9 either on the high side or the low side, but just to make sure it didn't even come into play there. And when I shot that, I didn't even think of the 9 at all. I figured I would just, go up table, you'll be fine. Kind of like Matt did here. He sent that right towards the corner pocket. If he hits it harder, he's in trouble, and now he has to get the short cue. I told him I would have brought it up for him, but it's his punishment for leaving himself on the rail here. It actually does help having the short walls. You actually try not to leave yourself on the rail. You're not supposed to be on the rail anyway. This is a kind of a bad leave for an 8-ball shot. It's an easy shot to make, but being on the rail makes it that much more missable even on a regular table with where you can use your full-size cue and there's no wall problems. Here it kind of just forces you to pay more extra attention to it. He got it, and we are both on the hill, 4-4. Last break of the match. He took a lot more off that one too. Still didn't make a ball. Matt, I kind of like to see you move your break around if it's not working right away. We got 4 balls on the racks of the templates. So we're just going to leave it there. Because I think you broke every one from that side. Now, granted, I do that too. I think I have a better grasp at home here than I do in the pool hall that we play in. Roll Mines in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, in case anyone's interested. See me in there, feel free to say hi. But I think I'm more apt to change the break when I'm there because I can't find anything that consistently works. Whereas here, I just break from the same spot every time because it seems to work for me. But I'd like to see, you know, one time probably can be chalked up to a bad hit. I think twice without making a ball, it's time to move it around and do something else. I took basically the only shot I had, which was the 1 ball, and I have solids. The 6 does go past, if not directly into the pocket, off the 10 into the side here. And that was my plan, to play the 6 and kind of just follow it up, get out of the rack, hope I have another shot. Instead, I made the 5-4 a little bit worse with the 9 ball there. I thought I would get further with the cue ball, but hitting the 9 that thick kind of just killed the cue ball. This ball looks like it does go in the upper left. And I was trying to follow it around for something, and I think I got something in the way of the 2 ball. And things all of a sudden look fairly open. I even can, it looks like I can stop the cue ball here and play the 4 without having to play the 5. Looking back at it, I think I like playing the combo better. The 4 is not on the rail. We talked about that in, I think, the 9 ball match. Set number 1 from this day, if you want to look up that video, where Matt tried a combo. They were a little further apart, but the ball was frozen to the rail down here, and it was much harder to make. This is in like that kind of big ball position. I can hit the 5, into the 4, into the rail, into the 9, and it could still go. Instead, I'm going to try to play just this 4 ball, and I think I'm going to use the 9 as a stopper. Rolling forward. No, I was going to actually come back and forth and try to get on the 7. So, as I was saying, Matt is 1 ball in a lot of these racks. He's 1 ball away from a really good out and a really kind of big breakthrough. And I want you to just pay attention to what happens here. Hill. I usually win these sets, not to brag or anything, it's just the way it usually happens. That's why I'm giving him weight. But this is really just, it's completely even up, and whoever wins this game wins. The 9-4 are tied up, obviously. The 13-14 are tied up. So let's see what his plan is to deal with all this. I don't know if he's thinking he can cut the 10 in and have the cue ball come into the 9. I don't think it'll make it, though. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought would happen. Maybe not necessarily right past everything, but at least in a way that makes things difficult. So, Matt, that's where that first shot you want to really make sure you get your leave set, because that almost did you in here. I think he can cut the 12 in the side, and if he wants to, he can draw right into this 13. He should have the 11 as insurance, and the 13 or 14 are both my dress up. So exactly what he did. Got a little bit close to a scratch there. Got a little bit close to the 13, or the 14 ball. But now he has to worry about, now things are spread out, he has to worry about how to get on this 9 ball. Or how to play safe before he needs to worry about the 9 ball. Knowing Matt, he doesn't like to play safe unless he's in trouble, and since he sees 3 balls he can make easily, or 4, he doesn't want to concede playing safe, which is, I mean, it's a different way of thought, it's fine. He's going to get really good on this 13, and he's looking at this now. He can basically just play a stop shot and a 13, leave the cue ball here, play the 14, and the cue ball goes right into the 4-9. Problem is, you may not have a shot after that, depending on where the cue ball goes, but you also have the 15 as kind of a insurance ball. I think the 15 does go up here if he's around this area somewhere without fouling on the 7. So he did that. He rolled it in, which is fine. I mean, I play more of a firm stop shot, but that's just my style. Here it's a matter of, do you go off the rail into the 4? Do you go directly into the 4? Do you go off the rail into the 9, which I kind of like, because then that cue ball then goes off the 5. Kind of depends on what his angle is. So he went off the rail, off the 4, left the 4 there perfectly, left the 9 there for almost a straight in shot. Now the 15, I think, goes down here. And he has solved the problem of the 9 ball. Here you want to focus on making it, but you also want to focus on getting something on the 15 anywhere in this line. Obviously not through the 7, but anywhere lined up to that corner would be good. I think he hit it a little hard. I think he hit it way too hard. He's in a really, really goofy spot here, but it's still makeable. At this point, I don't know. When the 9 ball broke out, I was positive I wasn't getting to the table. Now I'm not so sure. I don't know what's going to happen here. This is a missable ball. It's a missable position. I mean, sure, we've all made this shot a million times, but we've also missed it enough to make it a concern. You can tell he's tentative getting up to the ball here. Still doesn't feel like he's committed to it. But he hits it center pocket, hits the 5. That could have been a problem. That could have gone behind the 5. That could have gone way down here. But he's really, really good here. This is a not even moderate. It's a semi-easy intermediate level cut. Just play straight draw, bring the cue ball straight down, play the 8 in the side, and that should be the match. Don't know if I like following this here, even if it doesn't look like he has the right angle to scratch. Okay, so he played it. Matt, I think you came down a little bit on your stroke there. But that is the match, the fist bump of glory. And Matt did win that one 5-4. Like I said, he's like 1 or 2 shots away from really having a good breakthrough here. I think the 8-ball pattern in the last rack, obviously it was the best game he played because he got out from there. I think there were still some issues there, but he made the most of a bad situation. Made 2 nice breakout shots, one on that 13-14, one on that 9 ball. But did a great job, Matt. Great job this weekend. He got me 2 out of 3 sets. Sorry, spoiler alert if you're watching set number 3 before 1 or 2. If those are still good matches. But he got me 2 out of 3, and we're going to see what we're going to do next time. We're thinking about playing more of a handicap version based on what our leagues are at Romines. We'll maybe end up doing that this weekend. We'll see what happens. Until then, hit the subscribe button, leave me a like and comment. Let me know if you enjoy these videos, or if you hate them, or if you hate me or hate Matt. It's okay if you hate Matt and don't hate me, but nah, it probably isn't. But until next time, we'll see you later.